get into the Champions League, and you're always looking over your shoulder, can you do it? And if they don't do it this season, they might do it next season. But what Man City have in their favour is the experience. I said before that they're not scintillating, and they know that. They defended well today, and they got the goal. But there's something to say about the experience, especially when it becomes a psychological battle. So Man City today could go well.
That game on April the 18th, there's midweek Champions League fixtures.
Yes.
It's just in the week before that.
Well, that could take a lot out of both teams as well. Man City obviously got Real Madrid, which is not going to be easy. But they both have got very good squads. Everyone talks about Arsenal squad, but Man City squad's really good as well. The players that are on the bench today. It's just fascinating. We've got a proper title race this year.
He didn't want to talk about the past, Pep Guardiola, but we're going to, because this is extraordinary. This is how Manchester City typically finish a Premier League season compared to how Arsenal normally do. Now, if this were the case here in 23-24, where they were 3 points better off than Arsenal, even City's worst finish compared to Arsenal's best would be enough for Manchester City to win the league title. However, he's also correct in that this doesn't mean anything this season, in a way. What do you think?
I think it means something because you've done it before, and that again, I'm going back to the experience. But when we won the league, we had to beat Man United, so Arsenal have to do it at some point, and that's why it's taking every game. Don't be looking at fixtures saying, "Oh, we're going to get points here, we're going to get points there," because goals or a sending off or whatever could change a game at the right or wrong moment for you. They've just got to focus on the task in hand. However, I just feel, and that's why I said, everyone was talking about Man City saying they're not quite there, but they might not have to be quite there. I don't think the league's been amazing this season. Liverpool have not been it. Chelsea have had a new manager. Spurs have. Arsenal started really well, went through a little bit of a blip. But then
Villa looked like they were going to challenge and
then
away.
fallen off a little bit. And then Man City now, just doing their business quietly. Everyone's writing them off. But you can never write off Man City. Every time you try to write off Man City, they make you look stupid. So I think it's going to go all the way to the wire, but I think the pivotal game is obviously at the Etihad.
On April the 18th, between Arsenal and Manchester United, or between Manchester City and Arsenal, is what I should say. And it's not just about how strongly Manchester City finished the season. It's not just about the experience of the players. It's the fact that Pep Guardiola has this record of winning league titles in pretty much every season, certainly the vast majority of seasons that he manages club. 12 with 2 runners-up and 2 third places for him. I mean, that kind of experience, I was going to say can't be bought, but you can employ that kind of experience, but it's invaluable in the team.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, isn't it? I think he's never gone 2 consecutive seasons, is it, without winning a title. So I think the 2 third-place finishes we talked about off-air was his first season and last season, so he definitely knows what it takes to win the title. Of course he does, but I think Arsenal are better equipped this year, I'll be honest. I think listening
in terms of defensively, attacking.
Yeah, defensively, I think all over the pitch they're solid. OK, they're maybe not playing free-flowing football that you maybe expect a title-winning side to do, but you don't have to.
Correct.
You just win the league by all means necessary. Do whatever you have to do to win the league, and I think they might just have enough. But yeah, listen, it's all setting up for a fantastic end of the season. But Pep knows what it takes to win a title.
Micah, you know what it takes to win a title as well, pre-Pep Guardiola. And you mentioned that title-winning season when you were chasing down Manchester United until it all came to a head in the game against them, the 1-0 win against them. Does this, it's not exactly the same, but does this feel similar to that season, or can you see similarities?
It does, because we went to Old Trafford and we won 6-1. We got a little bit ahead of ourselves, let's say. We thought we were the better team. We looked at our squad and thought, yeah, they've got some top players, they've got experience. However, what we've got on the pitch and our bench, we always thought maybe it's a little bit stronger. If we needed to make a tactical change, I think we had more for the bench than them. And then when Vincent Kompany scored that header, he just started to believe. But it was mad because the game when we won the league, that QPR, and that's why we're talking about with the fixtures, expecting that game to just go swimmingly well, no problems at all. But the way it happened, Dzeko and then Aguero, last minute of the game was just incredible. And you go through, and people are talking about Arsenal, and they're talking about the very emotional. But so are we. You have to be emotional because winning the Premier League, especially as a young boy who wants to play football, is absolutely everything. I was content with the FA Cup the season before. You go and win the Premier League. It's dreamland. So when people say Arsenal are overreacting and are very emotional, at times, if you look at Arteta on the sideline, maybe, but he knows how much it means. And as a player, you look at every single detail. I remember going before a game and just thinking, I don't know if I can do this. It's too much for me. And then, you know, you win your first challenge and then you grow into it. And that's what Arsenal have to do.
Yeah, that fear of success is a really
Correct.
strange phenomenon. But for Manchester City and for Arsenal, this is going to be a fantastic run-in. They're also going to play each other, Micah, in the Carabao Cup final a couple of weeks' time. I just wonder if whatever happens here has a bearing on what happens on April the 18th or whenever they play each other.
You wouldn't be human if it didn't. If Man City were to win that...
You know, generally teams don't win both, do they? If this kind of situation
it's the
happens.
Confidence that it gives you. If they go
gives
with
you
that,
psychological boost,
psychological battle. But however, if Arsenal were to win that, it gives them the belief as well. That's why this season it's so entertaining.
And also it'll tell us about maybe their focus. So if one of them is like, the league is the one in our sights, sometimes the cup competition can kind of go by the wayside a bit. But we'll at least get a little taster before we get to the main course.
Yeah, listen, it's all setting up to be a fantastic end of the season. I think I'm with you guys. I think it's whoever wins that cup, it could give them a psychological big boost. It'll be interesting to see if City do get ahead of Arsenal, how Arsenal then react, and even how City react by being in front, because it's a totally different pressure. It's easy to chase. It's harder to stay there. So it'll be interesting if they do manage to get there to see what it's, you know, how they go about it.
So at the moment, Manchester City within...
Yeah, and we talk about the title race. Let's open up the conversation to that. Look, Pep has never gone successive seasons as a manager without winning a title. He's won, titles in 12 of 16 seasons. He is a genius.
Well, he's going to win one this year for sure.
Which one will he win?
He's got 4, so...
Yeah, he's got 4, but Arsenal have 4 as well, so...
Yeah, I don't know which one he's going to win, but he's going to win one. And he might win 2, he might win 3.
Most likely to win?
Well, I think they'll beat Real Madrid in the Champions League. Second leg's at the Etihad, I think they'll beat them. Obviously in the EFL Cup final against Arsenal, let's be honest. They're probably favourites in that. Got Newcastle.
The big question is, they're going to win the league. I think that's what Seamus getting at.
I was waiting for him to get to that.
How are they going to win the league?
Thanks,
He's got 4 trophies.
Just stop going around the houses here. Just stop going around the houses.
I'm not going around, just think I think they could win all 4.
Are they going to win the Premier League?
Oof. Well, I think it goes up. The game at the Etihad is obviously against Arsenal. I think that's the one. They have the experience in their favour. I think right now, for me, Arsenal are still favourites. I think they found a run of form. But if you look at, you know, some of the games that they have coming up.
33 could be the defining moment.
That's the game. If Arsenal draw there, I think Arsenal win the league. But, you know, again, you look at Arsenal's fixtures, they don't really... You know, I think Arsenal are favourites in a lot of those games.
I mean, if it's neck and neck when it comes to that big game when they play each other, it'd be interesting to see how Arteta approaches that game. Because in years gone by, he's come to the same sort of crossroads and he's gone and sort of parked the bus. But now they've got maybe a couple of points advantage. It's more reason they parked the bus.
A draw's good enough, isn't it?
A draw's good enough, but at the same time, Arsenal fans might look at that and go, why don't we go there and have a go? Because we've got some amazing attacking players ourselves as well. But for us as neutrals, it sets up for a brilliant finish to the... There's no easy game. Even Pep says he can't guarantee they can go on a run now.
Yeah,
there's no easy games in the Premier League, home or away.
Does what happens in the League Cup final impact which way this goes?
Big time. Yeah. Big
Psychological.
The team that wins gets a ton of confidence, don't they?
Big time. I think if City beat them in the final, I think they could throw Arsenal a big time. Just purely from a psychological point of view, they've got, you know, this sort of thing over them that they're going to be stronger, going to finish better, and Arsenal have not been there before. Can they hold off this pressure?
Yeah, there is pressure, isn't there?
Yeah.
But this is exactly why we love the Premier League, because it looks like this is going all the way down to the very end.
Yeah, it means everything. I think we just want to win all our games on our side, and whatever Arsenal do, we just have to wait and see. But I think we just need to control what we can control, win our games, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But we're all happy.
There were quite a few City players on their backs on the floor at the end of that game. How exhausting were that Leeds team to play against?
Yeah, very tough. They are a transitional team, up and down. They do it really well, and they made it tough for us in some moments. So what you saw last minute, yeah, it was just all the effort we put into that game and how tough they made it for us. So it was a great win.
I mean, you're opening 11 games for Manchester City, 6 goals and 2 assists. It looks absolutely seamless, the transition. Tell us a bit about the hard work that you're putting in to make it look effortless.
Well, it starts every day in training. The boys just make it so easy for me to adapt. They're trying to play to my strengths. Same with the coach. He's trying to help me just be confident, be calm in some moments, and then pop up and obviously score some goals. So yeah, I'm all adapting, and I'm enjoying the process and playing around world-class players. So it's just making me better and keeps me on my toes.
Anton, congrats. Can you talk us through your goal? Good movement again.
Yeah, Ryan Jerky played it, or he gets the ball, and I know he's looking to break the line somehow. So Nori made some good movement, and as soon as the ball got to the bar line, I just needed to be at the back stick. I knew he was going to smash it across, and yeah, it's in the right place at the right time.
Can I ask you a little bit about your position? Sometimes you're playing up front, sometimes you're playing midfield. How easy has that been for you to adapt to what Pep wants tactically?
It's been tough. It hasn't been easy. I think how he wants me to be is be up high in attacking positions, be out wide, and once we have it defensively, be narrow like a wide man. So it's obviously not easy. It's a hard graft, but I'm quite versatile in that sense. So I'm able to play both positions.
Tell us a little bit about the celebration. I know your mum didn't want you doing the backflips anymore. So what's behind the guitar celebration?
Just a few friends said that I should do something funny, and that was the first thing that came up in my head. So I was just like a nice guitar, good performance, crowd loved it, and yeah, that was literally it.
Yeah, Manchester City on tune, Antoine Semenyo on tune as well. And it looks as though those performances are coming. I mean, Micah was saying in the analysis at the final whistle, at this stage of the season, it's not necessarily about being dominant in games, but it is just about the importance of getting those 3 points. And have you noticed not a difference in mentality, because obviously you want to win every game at Bournemouth as well, but that kind of title-winning mentality at Manchester City?
Yes, definitely seeing it. It starts from training every day, just the little habits, passing, drill, possession. It's just making sure that attention to detail, everyone's focused and not lacking. And when you do that in training, it follows into games and everyone just wants to win. So, yeah, everyone's just major focus, and, yeah, that shift in mentality is so crazy. Like, just little things and making sure that we're on tip-top shape.
Antoine, it's Stu Dallas here. Congratulations on a fantastic result. I just want to ask you about, obviously, Erling Haaland was missing tonight. Did you find that you had an extra added responsibility sort of to produce that match-winning moment?
Yeah, in some sense, yeah. I feel like being up front, if the big man's not there, yeah, you have to fill his boots, and I just try to do the best I can, get in the box, make movement, and get myself a goal. So I'm happy I've done that today. But it's always going to be big pressure when you're replacing Erling in the team.
And how long do you get to enjoy this win before you start looking ahead to Forest on Wednesday?
Probably just this evening, and then tomorrow back in training and get ready for Forest in the week. So,
Antoine, listen, thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations on the win. Congratulations on the goal.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a good evening.
Thank you very much to Antoine.